Have you ever munched on your favorite vegetables feeling proud of your healthy choices, only to discover they might be silently harming your body? If you're over 60 or care about someone who is, you'll want to stick around for this one. It's shocking but true. 65% of seniors unknowingly consume vegetables that could be downright dangerous, especially if they're on medication or managing conditions like diabetes, kidney disease, or heart problems. Take Martha, a vibrant 72-year-old who loved her daily greens, never suspecting that her seemingly harmless veggie habit would land her in the emergency room with severe heart palpitations. But it did. In today's video, we're uncovering 6 common vegetables that seniors should avoid at all costs. And trust me, some of these will surprise you. Even a small serving could spell trouble. But don't worry, we'll also share some safe and delicious alternatives that can keep you healthy without the hidden risks. So if you want to protect yourself or the ones you love from these unexpected dangers, make sure to watch till the end. You won't believe what's on this list. But before we dive in, do me a favor. Hit that like button if you care about living a healthier life. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest health tips. And of course, comment 1 if you're excited to learn something new today, or 0 if you've got your doubts. I want to hear from you. All right, let's get started with the first veggie you should think twice about. Spinach, the silent kidney saboteur. When it comes to healthy eating, spinach is often seen as a no-brainer. Packed with iron, vitamins A and C, and antioxidants, it's practically a health icon, blended into smoothies, tossed into salads, and cooked into countless dishes. But what if I told you that this so-called superfood might be secretly putting your kidneys at risk, especially if you're over 60 or have a history of kidney issues? It's a shocking reality that many seniors are unaware of, and it all comes down to one sneaky compound: oxalates. Oxalates are naturally occurring compounds found in many plant-based foods, and in small amounts they're harmless. But spinach? It's loaded with them. When you consume too many oxalates, they can bind with calcium in your kidneys to form hard, jagged kidney stones. These stones can grow silently over time, causing unbearable pain, infections, and potentially even more severe kidney damage. For seniors with already compromised kidney function, the risks are even higher. Take John, for example, a 68-year-old who considered himself pretty health savvy. Every morning he'd blend a green smoothie packed with spinach, thinking he was doing something great for his body. Little did he know, those smoothies were silently building up oxalates in his kidneys. Eventually, the stones that formed sent him straight to the emergency room, clutching his side in agony. It wasn't until a nurse mentioned spinach that John realized his healthy habit was to blame. And John isn't alone. According to the National Kidney Foundation, seniors are at a significantly higher risk of developing kidney stones due to reduced kidney function, and a high oxalate diet only makes things worse. What's even more alarming is that many people don't experience any symptoms until the stones become large enough to cause severe pain. By that point, it's often too late to prevent a hospital visit. So what can you do if you're a spinach lover? The good news is you don't have to give up your greens completely. You just need to be smarter about which ones you choose. For instance, kale is a fantastic alternative. It's packed with vitamins A, C, and K, plus calcium and iron, but with far less oxalate than spinach. Or try cabbage, collard greens, or arugula, all of which deliver similar benefits without the stone-building risks. Cooking is another powerful weapon against oxalates. Boiling spinach can reduce its oxalate levels by nearly half, making it a safer choice if you just can't give it up. And if you're dealing with kidney issues, staying hydrated is crucial. Water helps flush oxalates out of your system before they have a chance to cause problems. Another tip: pay attention to portion sizes. You don't need to cut spinach out completely, but consider mixing it with other low-oxalate greens to balance things out. Small changes like these can make a big difference over time. Of course, spinach isn't the only culprit. Other high-oxalate foods like rhubarb, beets, and even certain nuts can also contribute to kidney stone formation. The key is to be mindful of how often you eat them, especially if you've had kidney stones in the past or have been told your kidney function is reduced. Consulting a healthcare provider or nutritionist can provide personalized advice, helping you build a meal plan that keeps your kidneys happy without giving up the foods you love. In the end, spinach may still have a place on your plate, just not as often as you might think. By making a few smart swaps and staying informed, you can protect your kidneys without sacrificing a delicious, nutritious diet. Potatoes, blood sugar's hidden enemy. Comforting, versatile, and oh so delicious, potatoes have been a staple of American diets for generations. Mashed, baked, or fried, they're the ultimate comfort food. But what if I told you that these beloved spuds could be a ticking time bomb for seniors, especially those managing diabetes or prediabetes? It sounds dramatic, but for millions of seniors trying to control their blood sugar, potatoes might just be their worst enemy in disguise. The problem with potatoes lies in something called the glycemic index, GI. This little number measures how quickly a food causes your blood sugar to rise. And here's the kicker. Potatoes, particularly when baked, boiled, or mashed, score alarmingly high. With a GI of 80 or more, potatoes cause rapid blood sugar spikes, exactly what you don't want if you're trying to manage or prevent diabetes. Over time, these spikes can lead to insulin resistance, making it harder for your body to manage blood sugar at all. And that's just the beginning. Consider this. High blood sugar doesn't just impact diabetes. It's also linked to nerve damage, kidney disease, heart disease, and even vision problems. For seniors who are already at higher risk for these conditions, eating potatoes regularly is like pouring gasoline on a fire. But most people have no idea. After all, how could something as innocent as a baked potato cause so much damage? Take Susan, a 72-year-old who thought she was eating healthy by swapping fries for a baked potato at dinner. Little did she know that simple switch wasn't doing her any favors. Despite her best efforts, her blood sugar levels remained frustratingly high. It wasn't until her doctor pointed out the high glycemic index of baked potatoes that she understood what was going wrong. That healthy choice was sabotaging her blood sugar control all along. And the dangers don't stop there. The way we prepare potatoes can make things even worse. French fries, chips, and other fried potato products are often cooked in oils loaded with trans fats and excessive calories. Not only do they send blood sugar soaring, but they also flood your body with unhealthy fats that clog arteries and strain the heart. It's a 1-2 punch that no senior needs. So, are all potatoes off limits? Not quite. The secret lies in making smarter choices. For starters, consider swapping regular potatoes for sweet potatoes. While still starchy, sweet potatoes have a lower glycemic index and are packed with fiber, which helps slow down sugar absorption and prevents those dreaded spikes. Even better, they're loaded with vitamin A, antioxidants, and other nutrients that support overall health. Another smart move is to switch out mashed potatoes for cauliflower mash. It's creamy, satisfying, and, best of all, won't wreak havoc on your blood sugar. Cauliflower is low-carb but high in fiber, making it a diabetes-friendly alternative that's just as comforting. If you're looking for something heartier, try turnips or parsnips. Both offer a lower glycemic load compared to potatoes and can be roasted, mashed, or even turned into fries. They're also full of vitamins and minerals that help support overall health without spiking your blood sugar. And let's not forget spaghetti squash, a fantastic low-carb alternative that can be baked or sautéed for a satisfying side dish. But here's a trick you might not know. How you cook your potatoes matters almost as much as which ones you eat. Boiling potatoes with the skin on can help reduce their glycemic impact compared to baking or frying them. Pairing them with healthy fats like olive oil or fiber-rich vegetables can also help blunt blood sugar spikes. It's all about balance. And don't underestimate the power of portion control. A small serving of potatoes won't do as much damage as a heaping pile. Pairing them with protein or healthy fats can also help slow sugar absorption, keeping your levels steadier for longer. Of course, if you're serious about keeping blood sugar in check, it's worth consulting a healthcare provider. Personalized advice can help you navigate which foods are safe and which ones are better left off your plate. A dietitian can also recommend safe starch alternatives that won't send your blood sugar on a roller coaster ride. In the end, you don't have to say goodbye to potatoes forever. Just get smarter about how and when you eat them. With a few simple swaps and a little planning, you can still enjoy the comfort of your favorite foods without the risks. After all, Protecting your health doesn't have to mean giving up everything you love. Tomatoes acid reflux trigger. Tomatoes are practically a kitchen staple, tossed in salads, blended into sauces, or sliced onto burgers. Their bright, tangy flavor makes them a favorite for many, especially seniors looking to keep meals fresh and healthy. But what if I told you that these juicy red fruits could be a secret trigger for something far less pleasant? Acid reflux. That burning sensation in your chest after a meal might just be your body's way of telling you to steer clear of tomatoes. It all comes down to acidity. Tomatoes are naturally high in citric acid and malic acid, two compounds that give them their signature tang, but also make them a nightmare for anyone prone to acid reflux or gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD. As we age, the muscle that separates the stomach from the esophagus, called the lower esophageal sphincter, LES, tends to weaken. When this happens, stomach acid can easily splash back into the esophagus, causing that familiar, uncomfortable burn. And when you add acidic foods like tomatoes into the mix, it's practically a recipe for disaster. Consider Margaret, a 73-year-old who never ate a meal without tomatoes, whether fresh in salads or stewed into her favorite pasta sauce. But as her nighttime acid reflux got worse, she found herself waking up with a burning sensation in her chest almost every night. No amount of antacids seemed to help, and her doctor's advice to cut out spicy foods didn't make a difference either. It wasn't until she finally gave up tomatoes for a week that the heartburn disappeared. The culprit had been right on her plate all along. And Margaret isn't alone. Nearly 60% of adults over 60 report experiencing acid reflux symptoms at least once a month. For seniors, chronic acid reflux is more than just an annoyance. It can lead to esophagitis, ulcers, and even a condition called Barrett's esophagus, which raises the risk of esophageal cancer. The scariest part? Many seniors continue to eat tomatoes without realizing they're only making things worse. But does that mean you have to ban tomatoes from your diet for good? Not necessarily. The trick is to modify how you consume them. Cooking tomatoes, for example, can help break down some of the acids that cause reflux. Simmered tomato sauces are often less irritating than raw tomatoes, especially when paired with alkaline ingredients like spinach or basil. Choosing yellow or orange tomatoes, which are naturally less acidic than red varieties, can also help reduce symptoms without sacrificing flavor. Another tip, pay attention to portion sizes. Even if you can't imagine giving up tomatoes entirely, limiting how much you eat at once can help minimize reflux flare-ups. And if you're a fan of tomato-based sauces, try making your own with a little baking soda to neutralize the acidity. It's a simple hack that can turn a reflux trigger into a safer option. For seniors who miss the fresh flavor of tomatoes, there are also plenty of low-acid alternatives to try. Cucumbers, zucchini, and bell peppers offer similar textures and can be used in salads, stir-fries, and even homemade sauces. These options not only reduce the risk of acid reflux, but also pack a ton of vitamins and antioxidants, proving you don't need tomatoes to eat well. If you're dealing with chronic acid reflux, it might also be worth looking into other lifestyle changes. Eating smaller, more frequent meals, avoiding food at least 3 hours before bed, and elevating your head while you sleep can all help keep acid where it belongs, in your stomach. And don't forget to drink plenty of water. Staying hydrated helps wash down stomach acid before it can irritate your esophagus. Of course, the smartest move is to consult your doctor if acid reflux is becoming a regular part of your life. A healthcare provider can help you identify your triggers, whether it's tomatoes or something else entirely, and recommend a treatment plan that works for you. Sometimes a simple dietary adjustment is all it takes to make a huge difference. In the end, tomatoes might not be off the table forever, just for now. By making a few smart swaps and staying mindful of what you eat, you can dodge the burn without giving up flavor. Because let's face it, life's too short to suffer through heartburn at every meal. Eggplant, medication interference alert. Eggplant might not be the first vegetable that comes to mind when you think of danger. In fact, it's often seen as a healthy, low-calorie addition to your diet, grilled, roasted, or baked into a comforting eggplant parmesan. But here's a twist you might not see coming. This humble nightshade could be secretly sabotaging your medications, especially if you're a senior managing heart disease, depression, or inflammatory conditions. The hidden threat comes from a compound called solanine, a naturally occurring glycoalkaloid found in eggplant and other nightshade vegetables like tomatoes, potatoes, and peppers. Solanine's job in nature is to protect these plants from pests, but in your body it can have unintended consequences, particularly if you're taking certain medications. For seniors who already juggle a cocktail of prescriptions, that's a risk you definitely don't want to take. Consider George, a 75-year-old who loved his weekly eggplant lasagna. He was on warfarin, a common blood thinner, to prevent strokes. What George didn't realize was that solanine can interfere with how blood thinners work, potentially causing dangerous blood clots. One evening after enjoying his favorite dish, George found himself suddenly short of breath with chest pains. A frightening trip to the ER later, doctors discovered a clot that could have been fatal. The unexpected culprit? The eggplant he loved. And it's not just blood thinners. If you take antidepressants, especially monoamine oxidase inhibitors, MAOs, you might want to listen up. Solanine can also interfere with these medications, potentially leading to serotonin syndrome, a condition that causes confusion, rapid heart rate, and even seizures. For seniors managing depression or anxiety, this interaction can turn a simple dinner into a dangerous gamble. Eggplant doesn't stop there. For those dealing with arthritis or osteoporosis, it can be even worse. As a nightshade, eggplant contains alkaloids that can promote inflammation and worsen joint pain. For seniors who already struggle with stiff, swollen joints, this means even a small serving of eggplant could make things significantly worse. Imagine finally sitting down to a nice dinner, only to find your knees aching unbearably a few hours later. Not exactly the cozy evening you had planned. So should you swear off eggplant for good? Not necessarily. The secret is to swap it out for safer alternatives that won't interfere with your medications or fan the flames of inflammation. For instance, zucchini makes an excellent substitute. It has a similar texture, but is free of solanine and other inflammatory compounds. You can grill it, saute it, or even layer it into casseroles just like you would with eggplant. Another smart move? Opt for bell peppers instead of eggplant. They're packed with vitamins A and C and antioxidants, but without the alkaloids that cause inflammation. Plus, bell peppers add a vibrant, fresh crunch to salads and stir-fries. No solanine required. Or try squash varieties like butternut or acorn squash for a touch of natural sweetness that won't mess with your medications. If you're determined to keep eggplant on the menu, how you prepare it can also make a big difference. Peeling eggplant before cooking can help reduce its solanine content, as most of this compound is found in the skin. Salting and rinsing sliced eggplant before cooking can also help draw out some of the solanine, making it a safer choice if you just can't resist. But if you're on multiple medications, it's worth having a conversation with your healthcare provider. They can help you identify which foods might interact with your prescriptions and offer personalized advice on what to eat and what to avoid. A nutritionist can also help design a meal plan that lets you enjoy delicious food without the hidden risks. And let's not forget, eggplant isn't the only nightshade that can cause trouble. Tomatoes, potatoes, and even some peppers also contain alkaloids that can aggravate inflammation or interact with medications. The key is knowing which ones to eat in moderation and which to swap out entirely. In the end, eggplant doesn't have to disappear from your diet forever, just until you figure out what works best for your body. With a few smart swaps and a bit of planning, you can still enjoy delicious meals without risking your health. Cabbage, the digestive system challenger. Cabbage often gets labeled as a superfood, loaded with vitamins C and K, antioxidants, and fiber. It's a favorite in everything from salads to soups and stir-fries. But for seniors, this seemingly innocent vegetable can turn into a digestive nightmare. As we age, our digestive systems become less efficient, and certain foods that were once easy to handle can suddenly cause uncomfortable symptoms like bloating, gas, and even abdominal pain. If you've ever felt uncomfortably full or found yourself reaching for antacids after a meal with cabbage, you're definitely not alone. The real troublemaker here is fiber. Cabbage is packed with both soluble and insoluble fiber, great for keeping digestion moving, but also notorious for causing gas and bloating when the digestive system is already compromised. And it gets worse. Cabbage also contains a complex sugar called raffinose, which the body struggles to break down. When raffinose reaches the colon undigested, gut bacteria have a field day fermenting it, releasing gas as a byproduct. For seniors who often experience slowed digestive motility and reduced enzyme production, this can mean hours of discomfort. Take Helen, a 71-year-old who loved her cabbage stir-fry. At first, the bloating seemed minor, a little discomfort after meals, but it quickly escalated to the point where her stomach felt tight and swollen for hours afterward, making it hard to go about her day. It wasn't until she reluctantly cut cabbage from her diet that the symptoms eased. The culprit? All that fiber her aging digestive system simply couldn't handle. And Helen's story is far from unique. For seniors, the combination of high fiber and raffinose in cabbage can turn mealtime into a minefield. The problem is, most people don't realize cabbage is the issue because it's seen as a healthy choice. Low in calories, high in nutrients, and practically guilt-free. That's why so many seniors keep eating it, not connecting the dots between their favorite coleslaw and the hours of bloating that follow. So, should you ban cabbage from your plate for good? Not necessarily. The key is to prepare it in ways that make it easier on your stomach. Cooking cabbage, whether by steaming, boiling, or roasting, helps break down some of its tough fibers and sugars, making it much easier to digest. Fermented cabbage like sauerkraut or kimchi is even better. The fermentation process not only makes cabbage easier to digest, but also introduces probiotics that support gut health. Another trick, smaller portions. Instead of a huge cabbage-based salad, try adding a little cooked cabbage to soups or stir-fries alongside other, gentler vegetables. Pairing cabbage with foods that are easier to digest, like carrots, zucchini, or green beans, can help balance things out and prevent the worst of the bloating. If you're looking for low-fiber alternatives that still pack a nutritional punch, consider spinach, lettuce, or zucchini. These greens provide many of the same vitamins and antioxidants as cabbage, but without all the fiber that makes digestion a struggle. Or try cooked carrots. They're naturally sweet, easy to digest, and blend well into most dishes. Staying hydrated is another powerful way to combat the side effects of high-fiber foods. Water helps move fiber through the digestive tract, preventing it from sitting in your gut and causing gas. Sipping warm water or herbal tea with meals can also help break down fibers and ease digestion. Of course, if you're dealing with ongoing digestive issues, it's worth consulting a healthcare provider. A doctor can help determine whether it's truly cabbage causing the problem, or if another underlying issue is at play. Sometimes a simple enzyme supplement can make a world of difference by helping your body break down complex fibers and sugars more effectively. And let's not forget, while cabbage might be a challenge for some seniors, it's not the only culprit. Other cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower can cause similar digestive woes. The key is to experiment with different cooking methods and portions to find what works best for you. In the end, cabbage doesn't have to be off limits, just a bit more carefully managed. With a few smart swaps and some adjustments to how you prepare it, you can still enjoy this nutritious veggie without the post-meal discomfort. Because let's be honest, life's too short to spend it feeling bloated. Bell peppers, the latex allergy risk. Colorful, crunchy, and packed with vitamins. Bell peppers are a staple in many kitchens, beloved for their versatility in salads, stir-fries, and dips. But for some seniors, these vibrant veggies hide a dark secret. They can trigger serious allergic reactions, especially for those who have a latex allergy. It's a shocking risk that few people know about, and it all comes down to something called latex fruit syndrome. Latex fruit syndrome is a type of cross-reactivity that happens because certain proteins in bell peppers are structurally similar to those found in natural rubber latex. When someone with a latex allergy eats bell peppers, their immune system can mistake these proteins for latex, triggering symptoms that range from mild itching to full-blown anaphylaxis, a severe and potentially life-threatening allergic reaction. For seniors who may already have respiratory or cardiovascular conditions, this risk is nothing to take lightly. Take Nancy, a 74-year-old who loved her bell pepper salads. She'd never had an issue with allergies, so it was a total shock when, halfway through lunch one day, her lips began to tingle and swell. Within minutes, her throat felt tight and she was struggling to breathe. Classic signs of anaphylaxis. A frantic trip to the ER later, doctors traced the reaction back to the bell peppers in her salad. Nancy's latex allergy, which she'd known about for years, had found a new and terrifying way to make itself known. And Nancy isn't alone. Studies show that up to 35% of people with latex allergies also react to bell peppers and other foods like bananas, avocados, and tomatoes. But the real danger is how suddenly these reactions can strike, especially for seniors who might not even know they have a latex allergy until it's too late. Imagine sitting down to what you thought was a healthy, safe meal, only to find yourself struggling for breath a few bites later. So does this mean you need to toss out all your bell peppers? Not necessarily. The secret is knowing your risks and making smart swaps. If you suspect a latex allergy, the safest move is to replace bell peppers with veggies that won't trigger cross reactions. Cucumbers, zucchini, and carrots make great alternatives. Crunchy, versatile, and packed with nutrients. They'll give your meals that satisfying crispness without the risk of an allergic reaction. Another option, roasted red beets. They offer a slightly sweet flavor and pair well in salads or as a side dish. Plus, beets are packed with antioxidants and support heart health, an added bonus for seniors. If you miss the vibrant colors of bell peppers, try using yellow squash or orange carrots to brighten your plate safely. And if you're not ready to part ways with bell peppers just yet, there are still ways to reduce your risk. Cooking bell peppers, whether roasting, steaming, or sautéing, can help break down some of the proteins responsible for cross reactions. Just make sure to keep portions small and pay attention to any symptoms that pop up afterward. Of course, the smartest move is to consult an allergist if you suspect you might have a latex or food allergy. A simple allergy test can confirm whether bell peppers are safe for you or if it's time to find new favorites. Knowing for sure can save you from guessing and from a potentially dangerous reaction. And let's not forget, bell peppers aren't the only veggies that pose risks for seniors. Foods like kiwi, chestnuts, and even tomatoes can trigger similar reactions in those with latex allergies. The key is to know your triggers and plan meals that minimize risks while keeping things delicious. Staying safe doesn't have to mean eating bland, boring food. By making a few smart swaps and staying informed about what's on your plate, you can protect yourself without sacrificing flavor. After all, who says healthy eating can't be both safe and satisfying? And there you have it, 6 common vegetables that could secretly harm your health as you age, and some safer alternatives to keep you feeling your best. It just goes to show that even the healthiest foods can pose risks if we don't choose wisely. The key is to stay informed and make small adjustments to your diet that can make a big difference in the long run. So what surprised you the most? Was it spinach, potatoes, or maybe even tomatoes? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more health tips like these. Your support helps us create more valuable content to keep you and your loved ones healthy and happy. Thanks so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.